Hello, I'm Andrew Safner with asafnerproductions. Welcome to Safner and Cross Unfiltered, where we tackle politics, sports, travel, fitness, and investing, all with the side of unfiltered opinions. You know, we were sitting in the conference room talking about how Joe Rogan has that, long desk.
Yeah.
And you know why that is, right? Mike Tyson, dude.
Yeah, he was afraid of Mike Tyson.
So
He's got
Mike
a bigger
Tyson
desk, so he couldn't come across it.
Yeah, so he was raged up. He was getting ready for a fight. And he was talking about how he never felt more intimidated by somebody. So he said because he got a big wide desk to sit across from somebody was because of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I mean, Mike Tyson's the baddest man alive, you know what I mean? So it makes sense, but that's another one. Like to watch Joe Rogan and Mike Tyson, like part of me wants to believe in Joe Rogan, but it's like it's fucking Mike Tyson. So like
Joe Rogan, I mean, I guess Mike Tyson isn't the tallest guy, but Joe Rogan's just so much smaller than him. I know
they're close in age too.
He's a black belt, yada, but I just don't think he'd win.
Yeah, if it went to the ground though, obviously Joe would have a better. But getting Mike Tyson to the ground is going to be the fucking hard part. And I think if Mike is coming at him with the intent to hurt him with that like rage, I just don't see it. Right. I think he's sleeping his ass.
I think it'd be funny to watch, kind of.
It would.
Just seeing because Joe's that scared of him and intimidated by him.
Shows
seeing
lot.
Someone like Joe Rogan who's like pretty famous. Just look at Mike Tyson knowing that he's about to get his ass.
And not only that, like Joe's obviously well rounded in fighting and stuff, and watches it. Like he's no dumbass to fighting.
Yeah.
So like the fact he knows what Mike Tyson is capable of and the caliber fighter he is himself. So if he doesn't believe in himself, I sure the hell don't want to believe in him.
I've seen a lot of videos of people saying how they've been around Mike Tyson and how intimidating he is, even though he's just doing nothing. He's just. He's like
it's like that aura, you know what I mean?
Exactly. At one point, he was the baddest man on the planet. You know what I mean? So I guess if you're by somebody that, could just slap you,
Yeah. And he has a lot of trauma, too, and stuff. So dude's obviously got some problems.
Like he said he'd be dead right now if it wasn't for boxing. So
yeah, cuss.
Yeah. I love that Hangover movie. The first one where he just punches Alan out of nowhere. Yeah. That's one of my favorite movie trilogies, I think, of all time. The Hangover is just amazing. That's what made me want to go to Bangkok.
Yeah.
And Thailand and Phuket.
Definitely.
But
yeah, I'd like to go there and see the monks and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very religious. That's where Buddhist comes from, is Thailand.
Yeah, see, I didn't originally I wouldn't have thought that for some fucking reason Korea's coming to mind. I don't know why, but
I was never in the Asians, man, but The Hangover 2, the girl that Stu marries, she was beautiful, man. She's like a princess. And it made me think one day, Americans here are super entitled.
Yeah, they are. And unfortunately.
It's unfortunate. I'm not saying every single one, but girls here are super entitled.
Everyone thinks they're a fucking queen and stuff.
Right.
And they all think they're deserving of the same man.
Yep. And
they're all looking for that one man that everybody wants. And it's like a 1% of people. In my they want to do
be 6'2", make $1 million.
Yep. And even six figures. Even let's just scale it back and do it be a little bit more conservative for our area.
It's even more funny when the girls have 3 kids to 3 baby daddies, and they're still looking for someone who can take care of their whole family and provide nothing.
Yeah,
to the relationship.
Especially if they live at home with their parents still.
If you can't,
not saying all of them, but some of them.
If you can't look in the mirror and be happy with yourself, how are you going to be happy with someone else?
No, I agree.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, if you take in perspective, say 1% of people are 6 foot, and our towns are 10,000 people. We'll just say, 1% of that for the foot the bill would literally be 100 people, and then now you got to foot the bill and say half of them are married.
Yeah.
So now you got let's say 1,000 of those girls now searching for 50 guys in one area. You get what I'm saying? The odds just aren't. And then if you're not in that caliber and you're putting yourself in that caliber, you're gonna fucking miss the home run every time.
But that's what made me pick a Thai woman. They're not entitled. Like I said, they have Buddhists in them, so they know how to take care of you. You know what I mean? I like getting home and oh, you worked hard, you want a massage, you know what I mean? My laundry's done. Like
Nothing like the missus taking care of you though.
nowadays, like you see a lot of these yeah, exactly. But a lot of the times nowadays, you see it in a relationship where guys are doing a lot of the stuff. They're doing the laundry, and it's just
Yeah,
a bunch of
or you see like the girls are mowing the lawn and shit too, and
yeah,
not
man.
that you can't. Obviously, every relationship is all circumstantial. You know,
There's some give and
yeah,
take.
give and take. It's all.
I like to cook.
Yeah.
I love to
Oh, I
cook,
love to
man.
cook too, but my wife does do 80% of the cooking, but I cook a lot of my own stuff for like
Mhm,
breakfast and stuff. But like honestly, like if I didn't have her for dinner and then like the execute of getting the dishes and all that done, and
mhm,
because obviously, don't get me wrong, I pitch in and do my fair share,
mhm.
but she's definitely she brings more weight to way more to the table than I
Mhm.
do in that
But you do a
aspect.
lot too. I mean,
Yeah,
you guys have a really unique, like, you have a really healthy
yeah,
relationship. You guys been together for since what? You were 14?
yeah. 14 and 16.
14 and 16. So you guys
Well,
been
13
married
and
for
16, but you
what,
get the point.
15 years?
Yeah,
Together for 15 years. And
18 almost.
you know, that's really rare, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
nowadays to like have
Yeah,
that. Now like everybody like they party until they're in their 30s now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't get it. When I was in Florida, it wasn't like that. Like people were they were 40 and they still weren't ready to settle down. I feel like living here in Pennsylvania in Greenville, it's rare that you're not 18 and don't have kids and you're married. And I didn't want to live like that. I wanted to wait until I was like
No, I
30 to have a
agree.
kid.
I feel like you should at least wait till you're 25.
Yeah.
Get your party out the way, get your 21. Because you're not even, like, even in this country, you're not a fucking adult till you're 21. You can't smoke, you can't
Mhm.
drink, you can't, you're a baby. I don't think you can run a car till you're fucking 25. So it's like, you're not a fucking
That's
adult.
when your insurance dropped
Yeah,
to
yeah,
26.
that too. Yeah, no doubt. So it's like to me, you're not really an adult till you're like your early 20s. You
Mhm.
know, like early to mid. Like I feel like when I really started turning around was like 27, 28.
Yeah.
That was like when you hit your peak, I feel.
Mhm.
And like those are the time periods where you need to be working your ass off and making the money you need to make and doing all the stuff that's going to set you up for your future. Because when you do that, then the rest of the years after you're 40, you're 50, you're 60, you get the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, people always say party when you're young, and I feel like that's the complete fucking opposite.
I agree.
You work your ass off when you're young, then you fucking party in your
See,
later
I used to have
years.
that mentality where let me work hard. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to be a Jew, save up all my money. And I was doing really well. You know, I had a lot of money saved. I moved to Florida. But I feel like there's got to be some give and take. I want to enjoy doing things when I'm young, too, when I'm more capable of doing more adventures when I travel. Because if you wait till you're older, you're just going to go and sit in your hotel and maybe the beach. I like enjoying outside the culture, outside of the tourist areas, and doing things. And I think we're at the right age that you should enjoy it, too.
I agree. It's 100% correct. And like you were saying, like when you're older and stuff, that's why you have to stay in shape while you're younger too, because like you're gonna decline. You know, you can't sit on the couch 90% of the year at home and expect that 10% to be hiking and adventurous and walking all day and doing all that high caliber shit. You
I
have
just
to-
want to be able to like carry groceries in when I'm 65. You know what I mean? So that's
both
why,
hands full still.
yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm back in the workout routine. Like I don't feel I fast. Make sure I go to the gym right before I eat anything. And I just feel like it's a good routine to have. Like I feel good about myself. Like I said before, I've been saying this a lot. If you can't look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with yourself, how are you gonna make someone else happy?
No, I agree.
So,
That's 100% with relationship advice right there.
mhm,
And that goes to being, like I said, being complacent. You get comfort's the ultimate killer. If you are comfortable, you're not doing. You have to be suffering a little bit on your day-to-day life.
yes.
And if you're not, then it's just you're not doing enough.
Mhm.
And obviously anxiety, I get some people can't, you know. So I'm not saying you should overwhelm yourself by any means, but you should definitely be outside your comfort zone more often than not. That way when you have to do things that are hard and stuff, it's
Right.
like, okay, well, I already fucking accomplished something harder today. So you don't have to worry about going home and running a mile or, you know, doing something
Right.
like that. So it's like, and when you put that in perspective, like you can run a mile in fucking 8 minutes or less for most people.
Mhm.
So like to say like when you go do something that's hard for even 30, 40 minutes, maybe 2 hours, like, and then it's like, well, I have to run a mile when I get home. But even though it's only an 8-minute project,
Yeah.
it's still a hell of a lot harder than that 40 minutes or 2 hours of something
You
else.
said that perfectly though. Like you got to get outside your comfort zone. So if you do stuff that's like uncomfortable and then you force it,
Mm-hmm.
that's honestly the way to longevity. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You gotta do things out of your comfort zone to make your body like that. It helps you live longer.
And you're not going to grow as a person and gain life lessons
Hmm.
if you're not outside your, because you got to be rocked once in a while. It
Yes.
can't all be peaches and cream all the time.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're going to get a flat tire. You're going to have a dead battery. You're going to lose a job once in a while. You're going to have a girl break up with you for no fucking reason.
It's all about
or,
all about
cheat on
self
you, anything.
It's all about self discipline.
Yes.
So
That you hit the nail on the head right there.
that carnivore diet I did, dude, I crave sugar so bad. Like people, if they crave something, they just eat it. Like that's when you start getting too comfortable. That's when you, in my opinion, that's when you start going downhill. You got to challenge your body, and you need to work really hard
Yeah.
and make goals. And during that carnivore diet, like I wanted sugar so bad. I wanted carbs, but I just kept pushing myself and pushing myself, and now I broke the point where now I'm like used to just eating meat. It's like weird if I eat other stuff. So I feel better about myself. So
No, that's good. No, the discipline. You hit the nail on the head on that. Honestly, discipline to get up early in the morning. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Anybody can sleep in. Fuck, it's easy to hit that snooze button.
yeah.
I mean, I'm a king at it. Alarm 5 minutes and you'll do like you can literally come out of like a dead sleep and hit and say and make that decision
Yeah.
and go right back to sleep. But it's like no, you got to say okay, no, I got to get the fuck up, and then you get up and then you work out. Or you make yourself breakfast. Instead, you hit the snooze button, you'll run out the door late, you'll forget something, be stressed out, and then all of a sudden now you're going to Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks because
Yep.
Meatville's got a fuck ton of them now. I mean, they literally got a coffee shop on like every
You
corner.
guys
got-
have like
we
3
have- yeah.
sheets within like 10.
We have 2 Tim Hortons. We have Dunkin' Donuts, the Starbucks. They're allegedly putting another Starbucks.
Yeah.
But now you're running out the door. You're spending $10 on your breakfast. You're late to work. You forgot something. Instead,
I gotta say something too. If
Yeah.
any of the audience isn't around our area, if you ever come across the Sheets, highly recommend. Sheets are really good.
no, Sheets is where it's at.
Yeah.
Especially if you get the Sheets card with all the deals. But whatever.
When I lived in Florida, it was all Wawa.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
other things
Wawa.
too, but I remember what I craved when
That's
I came
a southern
home.
thing.
Yeah. What I craved, well, they're up here too. They're in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're in Texas and everything too.
But I craved cheese sticks every time I came back home.
Yeah, no
They're
doubt.
they're superior.
But
They're
yeah,
fire.
but that is the part that leads to like what I was saying is if you would have just got up earlier, got what you needed done, you would have been less stressed out, less anxiety, and you would have saved $10 because you could have cooked at home.
What do you think about like runner's high, dude? It's a real thing.
I don't know. I've never ran long enough to get it.
Oh man, dude, I love.
I'm good for about a mile, and that's all. A mile and a half.
Well, I that's what I was doing. So you're starting off just how I did. I just ran a mile and I was done. But I'm getting to the point where I can do like a 5K on a treadmill, and I'm tired, man. I'm tired. But like once you push past that, and it's like it comes out of nowhere where it boosts your mentality, and you really do get that runner's high, and it feels great.
Yeah, because you fucking accomplished something hard already.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
And you just keep going because
Yeah.
you already worked past. Okay, I got here and I'm tired. Okay, I worked past it, and you just keep going, dude. I love the feeling of overcoming something I didn't think I could do anymore.
No, I agree. And then like it sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Yep.
Especially, or even night. Now you get to take a shower, go to bed, and you feel good about yourself. You'll get a good night rest, wake up, start over, do it again.
Yep.
So it has its catch-22 for either way. I think, or do half a mile at night, all intensity, half a mile in the morning.
I love seeing people like around town though. You don't see it much anymore, but most kids it's easy just to sit at home on your phones, eat pancakes.
Video games.
But I really respect kids nowadays that can like run around town and sit there and do push-ups and stuff. Like I respect it so much.
Even riding a bike. That I mean, it's sad to say, but even that's a rarity anymore.
I know.
You don't drive by any home and see like 5 bikes in the fucking yard anymore. That's how you found your friends. You went and found your bikes at their. If you drove by and you're like, oh, their bikes are there. And you go knock on a door or something, but you didn't have all no home phones and shit. Or remember when they had that fucking dial up? Yeah. It was like if your mom was on the phone, you couldn't be on the internet or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that of that nature. And I remember it's just a pain in the ass.
We grew up in the same neighborhood. And you remember we used to go outside, we used to play football, we used to sled ride.
Down that hill right there. It wasn't like looking at it now, it ain't much of a hill, but it was then.
Yeah. And then like kids nowadays, I don't see anybody outside.
No, I don't either. But like I said, everybody's got screen time, everybody's got all that.
And I'm guilty of it too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll like sit there, I'll be on my cell phone. I'm like, what am I doing? I've been on here for probably 30. Like I see 30 minutes went by, and I was like, holy cow! Like you don't even realize what you're doing.
No, I agree. And
I don't want to have that TikTok brain, man.
No, that you're not wrong though. I mean, you could be scrolling. Like I'm a victim of it too. Even Marketplace, I'm always on Marketplace looking for a car deal,
and then you get attached to sitting there watching videos
of nothing, of nonsense. And then I got to tell myself too, is like when I'm looking at them, like you can look at this shit tomorrow. It's not fucking going nowhere.
Yeah,
that's the best part of it. It's like there's just so much to do on a phone nowadays, and it literally sucks up.
It's just
that
tough.
is the number one time killer in America. I guarantee it. Even I wonder what there's probably a statistic out there of how many minutes a day are wasted on employees on cell phones.
It's just,
I guarantee it's at least 15 to 30
It's just
minutes.
tough, like having like 2 video businesses, and like you have to keep up with social media. You have to keep posting stuff. So like TikTok, I don't watch videos on it. I literally just post a video and I get off. But then I find myself on YouTube and I'm sitting there scrolling. I'm like, oh, this is why I don't get on TikTok. What am I doing it on YouTube for? But
no, they're very
tough.
catchy, dude.
But it's smart to kind of watch other people's context. You got to keep up with today's style.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? I have my own style, but the people are doing things differently, so you kind of almost have to watch stuff to like keep up with the content that are made now.
No, and trends even, because there'll be like a lot of things people are talking about. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
and like you didn't, and then like it's
90% of the videos I watch are so stupid.
But what I'm saying is like there's a trend going out, like that Cracker Barrel trend. Like if I didn't know that and someone was like, "Do you hear Cracker?" I'm like, "No, what the fuck you talking?"
Because I don't watch I don't think anybody watches the news anymore.
No, I don't. No, the news is non-existent for I feel like our generation. You know, like
now we get news off podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. It's all social media driven, and well, not that it's a bad thing, but like, you know, I mean, the news was good because it kept you structured, and that segues into another idea. Like I feel like that's the problem nowadays too. Is like, remember when you were a kid and you had that one show you had to watch? Mine was Smallville. And it used to be on a Thursday.
I like Drake and Josh growing up.
Drake and I liked it too. But say it was on at 8 o'clock on Thursdays only. You had to have your ass in that seat at 8 o'clock, your chores done. You had to have everything done so you didn't have any fucking interruption. Or you had to get up because you couldn't pause TV back then.
No, you
and
couldn't.
then if you missed the damn thing, you had to find out what day it was. It was like on a Monday or Tuesday. And then now you're jockeying another day to play catch-up game. And like kids these days don't even realize the struggle of that. How easy it is to just binge watch a whole season on something and not have to wait long for it to come back out.
I feel like that's kind of a bad thing. But what do you think about our kids? You think I feel like they're smart in some aspects than how we were when we were younger. But do you think it's a better thing now for them to have what they have now? You know, and it's easier to find information, and everybody has a cell phone.
I would say.
Do you think that's better now, or do you think it was better when we were growing up?
I think it was better when we were growing up because one generation had it harder than the other generation. We hear that every time. Well, when I was a kid, you hear your grandfather say it, and no, I get that.
I want to think like things keep progressing.
Yes, because think about it. When there was no fucking GPS. You couldn't imagine maps, and you had to fucking carry a map to go to Florida for Disney back in like 91, like when we were kids. You know what I mean? Imagine planning a trip back then, and all your directions were either the fucking map, which you couldn't read if you couldn't read it, you know, or if you could, good for you. But if you missed something or have to double back, now you're doing that. And then your only thing you'd have to do is actually talk to somebody. Yeah. These kids can't do that nowadays. Like, not that some can't, but you know what I mean? The socialization, and COVID played a big factor in that.
COVID played a big part.
It did, but what I'm saying is it all stems down to you had to get out your comfort zone and go up to some random dude, whether he's a big bald dude in the parking lot or some scary looking or some crack addict looking person. You had to ask someone where the fuck you were going.
Right.
And hope that they knew what the fuck they were talking about. So like, that's one thing I say is like, that generation definitely had it harder than the generation now in that regard. And then if you got lost, who were you calling? You were trying to find 35 cents for a fucking payphone.
Let's watch that video with Dana White saying this generation's full of a bunch of pussies.
It is.
Play that clip.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking savage and you get out there and you grind hard and you want it bad enough, you can run all these guys over, man. This next generation is just such a fucking group of pussies, man. I just, for the small group of savages out there, run these fucking kids right over, man. There's never been more opportunity than there is right now.
No doubt. But that brings me back to, but our kids today are smarter than kids back like in the 1800s, 1700s, early 1900s. Think about it. Most people.
But they're just socially
Yes.
awkward. And I just feel like you go to a Walmart and it's almost like you're at a zoo. Like there's these fat,
And then they all fucking stand in the aisle. Literally, there'll be 3 people standing in the middle of an aisle. Even employees do this there. And I'm like, go in the fucking side aisle if you're gonna talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, literally, like you're like, and then like when you're like, excuse me, they look at you like you're the fucking problem.
yeah.
And I'm like thinking to myself, like, get the fuck.
That reminds
outta
me
here.
of like going to Sheets at an ATM. There's always a guy in front of me that looks like he puts in his card, he can't figure it out, and then he looks at you like it's the machine. I go right in there, I put my card in, and it pulls out money for me. Either they don't have money,
Yeah, insufficient funds.
funds,
Oh, fuck.
or they just don't know how to fucking use it, and it's so simple. Like,
Some people are just that's.
I just don't
I mean,
get
there's
it.
a reason why they fucking put warning labels on shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, this generation was eating Tide Pods and shit. They have to put like it's fucking laundry soap. No shit, you don't eat it. But I guess the gel pack, whatever. If you're a toddler, but
if
even
you're a
then, the
toddler.
warning.
But there's grown adults doing it. Dude, people are doing
that
dumb
warning
stuff
label's
just
there
to-
just for the fucking lesson of the lawsuit. That's all
Yeah.
that is. It takes an extra zero off that lawsuit, in my opinion, to some degree.
Oh man, dude.
But going back to, like I said, like back then, like people didn't even know how to read. So like people in general are
And it's so-
getting, and that's the thing is like, I feel like I get so mad at some people. I don't want to say mad, but frustrated because it's like you take for granted the level of intelligence or the knowledge that you have sometimes, and you get impatient with people sometimes.
I'm
and it's
very
like,
impatient.
but that's what I mean. It's like, and then it's like, not that it's a bad thing, but it's like, maybe they just aren't that smart.
And sometimes I feel like people are just trying to make conversation, but something that gets me sometimes is somebody will ask me a question that they could have Googled in 2 seconds. And it's like,
They'll do it on Facebook too. Hey, what's this and this? I'm like, you're sitting around on Facebook waiting for somebody to answer. Someone dumber than you to answer the fucking question, probably.
and it might not even be right.
No, I mean, if it's not something that's advice, like if someone's like, oh yeah, I need to, refinance a house, or I'm looking for the best this or that. Like, I want honest opinions of people that actually done it.
Yeah.
But to just ask a simple question, it'd be like me getting on there, what time she stopped serving alcohol? Why don't you look it
people
up?
do that.
Look it up.
God, man, like I just don't get the humans. People like humans are supposed to be intelligent, but I think a lot of them are pretty fucking stupid. With all the tools and stuff we have, I don't know, man. This generation's full of a bunch of pussies.
People,
man.
yeah, no doubt. The bar is so fucking low.
Yeah.
It really, like, if you're even like half of honestly, I feel like the best combination right now is like slightly above average intelligence and a little bit above, because I feel like when you're too smart, you get in your own fucking way.
Yeah.
So you want to be in that like middle of the ground where you're not
Above
too smart to
average.
overthink
Above average.
with like really good parenting, because like without trauma. In that person right there, because you're not going to have anxiety as much. Even obviously you're born with that shit too, but a lot of the trauma brings that out. So like if you get that type of person, they're not going to give a fuck what people are doing. So they're going to be more opt to do well because they're not worried about failing and what people think and all that and ridicule and stuff like that. And then on top of it, they have enough of an attention span and intelligence to stay focused on the task at hand.
Yeah.
And that is right there is what is the recipe to make successful people in this country.
I like, who was it? Was it Andrew Tate or who was it? They said everybody needs to get punched in the face at least once. And I believe that, man.
No, and I agree, because some kids
We grew up getting our
it was
asses
a lot
kicked.
different.
I got the
Dude, I
wooden
used to-
spoon with
yeah.
holes in it.
Yeah, my mom had a fucking black spoon, that ladle or something like that. She used to fucking chase you around the house with it and beat the shit out of you.
Now kids are just like, they're so fucking
I know.
spoiled, dude, and it just makes you almost want to beat that
Yeah.
kid up, like it's strangling.
No doubt. But yeah, we called it Black Beauty because it was black and left beauty marks on it. But I will say I did. Anytime my mom did that, I deserved it. I was a big old
Yeah.
cocksucker.
But it taught us to be like disciplined
Yeah.
and be
Dude,
more
you know how many-
respectful.
Yeah, you know how many fucking parents put their hands on me that weren't my parents, like friends'
Yeah.
parents?
Well, back in the day, my mom, like people were like our mom's generation, they used to get the wooden spoon from the principal's office. They used to get
The
smacked.
paddle.
The
They used
paddle.
to drill holes in that motherfucker and be like, so I can get some wind on it.
Yeah.
Like,
Just imagine.
yeah.
Imagine if you had a principal that just enjoyed doing.
I
that.
know. No, imagine. Think about these cocky ass kids that like, like that dude. I just seen a video of a kid putting his hands on a teacher and stuff. It's very controversial because obviously the teacher kept touching him. So I get it. You know, you don't want to touch a kid, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was touching him, but it was in a non-threatening way. And I think the teacher was doing it to try to gain control of the situation. But either way, we're not going to get into what the fuck was right on that and stuff. Because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit. The kid was being a little cocksucker.
Yeah.
Did it get handled the way it should have? It's not for me to say. I don't care. At the end of the day, do what you're told. We don't know the whole story neither, so I'm not going to surmise on that. But
I just feel like I wish parents need to raise their kids to be respectful.
Yep.
And it's probably one of the hardest things to do. I remember Patrick Bet David had a quote saying, "The hardest thing is to raise your kid to not need you."
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that. You need to raise your kid to be able to be self-efficient and respectful.
Yeah, because if you don't teach your kid respect, somebody else is going to teach it for you.
Yep.
And that's where someone will fuck your kid. They don't love your child like they, you know what I mean? They love you and stuff. Like, so they're ultimately in a position to do harm to your kid, punch them in the face if they talk back to them, or because the world ain't, you know, because I was in Buffalo before, like up that way, and we were with a group of people, and the one girl flipped this dude off. He got out the fucking car and started. She was like 14.
Yep.
So it was like, we have a grown ass man, probably 40 years old, chasing this girl, and we're all running too and stuff. But we're, you know, he wasn't coming after us. But it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was not the best experience, obviously, because I was like 15 years old. So it was different. But I get it though. It was like at the end of the day, you're in his city, you're a little mouthy shit that can't do nothing, and you're gonna give him the finger. And I remember him saying, "I'll break that finger off and shove it up your ass," or something along those lines.
Yeah.
He was standing on business. That's all I'm gonna say. And he was
Strictly business.
yeah, not saying he was actually gonna do it. He probably trying to scare her a little too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it worked. I mean, he did his job. If that's what he was going for, he fucking succeeded.
Thanks for tuning in to Safner and Cross Unfiltered. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.